make money to buy food for the family.
When the final bell rings, the noise fades. The crowd either roars or holds its breath. Cornermen rush in. Hands are raised. Cameras flash. And just like that, it's over. But for the fighters, it never really ends there. If Manny Pacquiao wins, it's not just a victory. It's a resurrection. A defiance of everything time and reason have said about aging fighters. It will be remembered as a miracle. The kind of triumph that turns into myth told by fans decades from now like folklore. But even with a win, he'll have to decide. Was this truly the last dance? Or will the victory tempt him back into the ring once more, searching for an ending that never wants to be written? If he loses, the conversation shifts. Critics will call it a farewell that came too late. Fans will debate whether he should have walked away after Thurman. But deeper than all that will be the respect. A man who didn't fade quietly, but walked back into the fire knowing exactly what it could cost. There's honor in that kind of risk. If Mario Barrios wins, he won't just be a fighter with a title. He'll be the man who retired a legend. And that changes everything. His profile explodes. His name gets written into Pacquiao's final chapter. But with that spotlight comes pressure. Every move after this fight will be judged harder. Bigger opponents, brighter lights. He won't be overlooked ever again. If he loses, but gives Pacquiao a war, he still wins in a different way. Respect, experience, growth. He'll come back. Sharper, meaner, more dangerous. Because to stand across from Manny Pacquiao and make it a fight, no matter the outcome, puts you in rare company. When it's all said and done, the gloves come off, the lights go down, and the stories begin. But only one of them will be telling it from the winner's corner. And the other, he'll have to find out what comes next. When the roar fades, but the echoes stay. 5, 6. The motor difference between a 30-year-old and a 46-year-old. You know what? It's all here. Yeah, it's what you got. It's what you lose. Again, the arena empties slowly. Seats cool. Sweat dries. Commentators sign off. But somewhere in the back hallway of the stadium, one man is still walking. Gloves off, head down, eyes somewhere far away, not defeated, not elated, just silent. This is the part of the night fans never see. No chance, no cameras, just a fighter alone with the rhythm of his footsteps and the questions that linger heavier than any punch. If it's Pacquiao walking, he knows this feeling all too well. His walked like this after wins, after losses, after wars that left pieces of him on the canvas. But this one feels different. Maybe because it's the last. Or maybe because it might not be. That's the curse of a legend. Your instincts never retire, even when your body begs to. And if it's Barrios walking, his walking into something he's never felt before. Victory this big isn't loud. It's heavy. If he won, he knows what he just did. If he lost, he knows what it means to stand on the edge of greatness and not quite grab it. Either way, he's not the same man who walked in. Every fighter faces this walk. No music, no cheering, just you, your thoughts, and the truth. Did I do enough? Was it worth it? Will they remember this? In a sport that forgets fast, the walk back is where reality catches up. And for one of them, Manny or Mario, it won't just be the end of a fight. It'll be the start of everything else. Because when the night ends and the ring disappears and the crowd forgets the scorecards, only one question really matters. What's left? When the fight is over and you're the last man still walking. Two men, one moment. One is a global legend, a warrior who fought his way from hunger and hardship to 8 division titles, to a seat in the Senate, and to the hearts of a nation that saw itself in his struggle. The other, a methodical technician from Texas, ice in his veins, relentless in focus, and quietly lethal. He carries the hope of a new era, an athlete determined to emerge from the shadows of giants. On July 20th, they step into the ring chasing different destinies. For Manny Pacquiao, this isn't just another fight, it's a question. Does greatness ever fade, or does it simply lie dormant, waiting for one more roar? For Mario Barrios, this is no stepping stone. It's his shot to shatter the word potential and replace it with legacy, by defeating a living myth. This isn't just quickness versus strength. It's legacy versus longing, age versus ambition, the weight of time against the urgency of now. And when the final bell sounds, we'll learn whether an icon can reach back one last time, or whether the spotlight has shifted for good. Before the belts, there was hunger. Long before the world chanted his name, before the titles and the lights, there was a boy on the streets of General Santos City. He sold donuts to survive, left home at 15 with only a pair of shorts and the fire of necessity. He didn't pick boxing for the glory, he chose it because he had no other way to live. Every fight was food on the table, pesos sent back to a mother praying for her son. His debut? Less than 100 pounds. No gloves. No fanfare. Just grit. Pacquiao trained under streetlights, drank tap water, and went to bed hungry. Still, he moved like lightning, and what he lacked in size he made up for in refusal to quit. He didn't have much, but he kept swinging. To Manny, every round has always been a mission. Every punch carried his flag. Every win lifted the unseen, the forgotten. His belts were more than trophies, they were proof that giants could fall to those who came from nothing. At 46, the boy from the street still lives in his eyes, alert, grateful, dangerous. Because no matter how much is earned, the hunger never really left. And that's the kind of weapon that doesn't dull with age. History in the ring. Boxing remains one of the few sports where the past can literally hit you in the face. When Manny Pacquiao climbs into the ring with Mario Barrios, he won't just bring gloves, he'll bring 2 decades of triumph and trauma. We've seen him do the impossible. Beat De La Hoya when no one believed. Outwork Keith Thurman at 40. Rise after Marquez knocked him cold. He's moved through generations, broken records, and made believers out of doubters. But time doesn't flinch. This ring may not be as forgiving. The question isn't whether he knows how to fight, he's forgotten more than most will ever learn. The real question is, can his body still keep pace with the fire in his mind? Do the legs still push? Does the speed still snap? Can a legend still be fast enough to fend off a fighter a decade younger? For Barrios, this is everything. He's not here for nostalgia. He's not here to play the co-star in someone else's farewell. He's here to shift the storyline. A win doesn't just boost his career, it explodes it. It forces the division to take notice. That's why this night is so unpredictable. One man fighting to close his book on his terms. The other trying to write his first unforgettable chapter. Because in boxing, legacy won't save you. Only the present will. And the one who owns the moment will be the one remembered. This is not just another fight. This isn't a summer tune-up. It's the kind of clash that leaves echoes long after the arena goes dark. For Pacquiao, it's a final challenge to fate. A chance to walk in not as an aging legend, but as a warrior with one more battle left in his bones. A win here doesn't just add a line to his resume, it bends time, silences the doubters, and proves greatness doesn't have an expiration date. A loss. It's still on his terms. Standing tall, gloves raised, walking out under his own light. For Barrios, this night could flip the script of his entire career, from solid contender to household name. Because beating Pacquiao still matters. Age or not, his name carries weight. If Barrios wins, he crosses the line, from good to great, from known to feared. No easy rounds. No shortcuts. Just fire and truth. One man walks in with history on his shoulders. The other with hunger in his chest. And in the space between their gloves lies the answer. Is this the end of an era, or the rise of a new name? 36 minutes for everything. When the talking ends, it's strategy that rules. Legacy and hunger mean nothing if you can't execute in those 36 minutes. For Pacquiao, the plan is clear, but the execution won't be easy. He has to ignite fast. His greatest performances came when he charged in early, through combinations, and dictated the tempo. He must keep Barrios guessing, darting in and out, never static long enough to be timed. He must create chaos, not just to land, but to disrupt. Because if he gives Barrios space, the younger fighter will begin to take control with range and rhythm. For Barrios, composure is king. He can't get drawn into the early storm. No matter how fast Pacquiao starts or how loud the arena roars, Barrios' jab must stay disciplined. Set the range. Land to the body. Chip away at the base. If he can slow Manny down, make him work for every inch, then in the championship rounds, the tide may turn. Both have a path to victory. One must revive the past. The other must master the present. This fight won't be won by heart alone. It'll be won by the one who makes the ring bend to their rhythm. The collision of timelines. Boxing rarely offers clean narratives. Most legends don't get a fairytale goodbye. Most prospects don't get dream debuts. But every so often, the past and future crash together in one unforgettable night. For Pacquiao, this is about authorship. The right to write his own ending. He doesn't need to prove anything. He's already inspired millions, built an empire from dust, and survived every kind of storm. But there's one line left to write, walking away on top after beating a top contender nearing 50. For Barrios, this is the doorway. A win doesn't just add a belt, it seals his place in history. The night he beat Manny Pacquiao would never be forgotten. But to seize that moment, he has to take it from a legend. He has to end a chapter the whole world admires. Both men know what's at stake. One is fighting to close his legacy. The other is fighting to begin his. And in boxing, there's rarely room for both. Before the bell, the truth. Before the first punch, before the bell rings out, before the crowd roars, there's the moment that tells all. The stare down. No smiles. No interviews. Just two fighters eye to eye, nothing between them but silence. Pacquiao's gaze. Seasoned, calm, unwavering. He's done this more times than most can count. But this time, there's something deeper, maybe closure, maybe fire. Maybe both. Barrios. Tall, composed, steady breath. But behind that calm is a spark. He knows what's at stake. He doesn't just look ready for the lights, he looks ready for the moment. And in that instant, everything's visible, past versus future. Respect meeting ambition. A legend trying to hold on. A rising star reaching forward. No crowd can help now. No coach can step in. Only belief. Only preparation. Only will. Because when they leave that stage, there are no more words. Just fists. Just fire. Just one shot at immortality.